Yes, we told you it was over for Kurtzman and the Star Trek era of his destruction. But now Paramount has gone to an all-new level. It's public humiliation time. They're auctioning off Starfleet Academy sets, props, and everything else, leaving little doubt. They're done. It's over. Goodbye, Kurtzman. And we don't need anything from this show ever again. Hey, Alex Kurtzman. It's looking like more than a disaster now. This is embarrassing. This is humiliating. This is Paramount pushing you down and saying nevermore. From TrekMovie.com, it's true, ladies and gentlemen. They're auctioning off Starfleet Academy. Star Trek Universe Auction announced Starfleet Academy and Strange New Worlds sets have been dismantled. And guess what? Everything is going on sale. Do you want a piece of the not-so-fun action? Well, we know where you can find that. April 10th, Anthony Pascal writing this. With Paramount deciding earlier this month to not produce a third season of Starfleet Academy, the studio is now looking to let go of their Trek stuff from the sets in Canada. A new auction has been announced. It says since Star Trek Discovery launched, the new era of Star Trek TV in 2017, most of Trek's live-action production has been located in Toronto, Ontario. Today, Paramount announced the Star Trek Universe Auction will be held in Toronto. Paramount is inviting fans to celebrate 60 years of Star Trek and own a piece of the legacy, with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Do Something. This is an auction, ladies and gentlemen, of all the props and all the set pieces and all the assets from Starfleet Academy. I love that Paramount is calling this a celebration of the 60th anniversary. I love it. It is absolute crazy karma against Kurtzman. Meanwhile, some articles out there are still trying to defend the thing. Red Shirts Always Die, Stephen Thrash, it's a cool name for a website, says, SFA, that Starfleet Academy sets were dismantled, but Star Trek isn't ending. Do not let irresponsible headlines fool you. No, Star Trek's just fine, he says. You can go read this, folks. Talks about, yes, Star Trek Starfleet Academy's massive sets are being dismantled. But this is hardly the end for the beloved science fiction franchise. Irresponsible headlines, which have nothing to do with ethical journalism and everything to do with clicks over quality, would have you believe Star Trek is nearing the finish line. But that's not true. No, it's not true. Don't believe it. Oh, wait a minute. They're auctioning everything off. And you know what that means? It means that they're probably not interested in putting it in a museum. It's not where it belongs. This is going to go for whatever it will go for. This is the estate sale. This is the estate sale for Star Trek. Real fun, real quick before we go to the panel. I want to show you how Reddit is responding to this because I think it's so funny. Out of the Star Trek subreddit, Star Trek Universe Auction announced, Starfleet Academy and Strange New World sets dismantled, and that's where they're going to the auction. It says dibs on Picardo's uniform, but it's holographic. But I love this one. This is what they did back in 2005 when Enterprise was canceled and the whole franchise was shelved. End of an era. Says super dark to see the dismantling of the franchise billed as a 60th anniversary celebration. The 40th anniversary in 2006 similarly put the fun in funeral. This is how they're handling it. Hope it's not another 12 years this time. This is how the fans, this is how the Trekkies are responding to the idea that Kurtzman's Star Trek, folks, they don't need the props because they're not ever bringing it back. They don't need the props because they're not going to go 5 years down the road and say, well, we got to have a cameo. Where are the uniforms? Where's that in storage? Where's the stuff for the set? We got to bring it. Nope. There are no plans for that whatsoever. This is going to Craigslist. It's Kurtzman's Craigslist, fake wizard.
That's right. This is a really interesting story. There's been a comparison I've been making lately. You look at Star Wars: The Acolyte, and you look how quickly that was cut off. Like the Acolyte released, and then not too long after it finished its season, Disney officially canceled it very publicly. Starfleet Academy here had a very similar cancellation. It was the show aired, and then it was a very public cancellation that this thing ended. Now, sure, there's another second season coming, but the fact that already they're tearing everything down and it's going straight to auction. I mean, gosh, you have some Netflix shows, you have NBC shows, ABC shows that'll finish, have a full series finale and conclude. We won't see those auction items hit for years later. I mean, you can think of things like Grimm and Once Upon a Time, and I remember Daredevil, the Netflix show. Like these shows had proper endings, and even then, they didn't go to auction until years after it was over. This is a complete signal outbound to all of us, to Star Trek fans, to really the entire internet. We're done. This is an embarrassment. They may not have been able to fire Kurtzman because of whatever legal jargon, whatever contracts there were. This is Paramount saying he's toast. And this is a big signal to everybody that's paying attention.
Public shaming, Wizard?
I would say so.
Absolutely. And what a turnaround it is. Geeks and Gamers was reporting this in the middle part of March, just exactly a month ago. Alex Kurtzman to discuss Star Trek's future at Paramount after Starfleet Academy disaster. I have a feeling that a month has made a big difference. I doubt, Andy, that Alex Kurtzman is talking about any kind of future for Star Trek. I think it's over. I think it's totally 100% over, and I think Paramount is making sure the divorce is seen clearly by all at this point.
Throw a bucket of water on him, drop a house on him, it's over. Whichever way, steal his shoes. Kurtzman, if there's anybody looking, I don't see how this guy ever gets hired again from what you left him on his own to his own devices, and that's what he came up with. I'm just hoping somebody can get a hold of this auction and buy me one of those edible com badges.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows? We got to send people to Canada. Can we get Steve over there? Can we get Floral from Under a Rock over there to get in this auction? Man, that would be a great thing. Troll on the ground reporting on what's happening. Lauren, this would be like if Kathleen Kennedy was still at Lucasfilm, let's say a month or two before she leaves, and Disney auctioned off the sequel trilogy props. This is why I think that Star Trek is actually in a much worse place than even Star Wars. Because at least Disney isn't doing this. And what is this? Well, I don't know, actually. Now that I'm saying that, I'm going to reconsider, because at least in this case, Paramount appears to have realized we need to give every signal we're done with this and make a change. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if Disney was holding an auction and giving away Rey's lightsaber and all that stuff at auction, maybe I'd be feeling better about Star Wars. What do you think, Lauren? Lauren, you're muted. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
That was the point I was going to make, is that this is a very clear signal that I think Kurtzman is completely done. And this gives them the opportunity to now pivot and try and do something different and better. It gives them a moment to actually sit and think about it for a while, give some of the bad feelings some time to settle for a little bit, take a moment for a breather, find a showrunner who cares about the property and has a unique or inspiring idea to bring Trek back in a big way. And also the fact that they're on the 60th anniversary year, it's kind of bad timing in the sense that they won't be able to get anything out in time to capitalize on that would be decent. But maybe it's serendipitous in the fact that it's like Star Trek, the author of that article is right in that Star Trek is not going to be dead. It's not that you're never going to get any more Star Trek ever, but this does give them an opportunity to maybe celebrate and repair the brand as it should be. And in that sense, I think they're in a better place than Star Wars. I think Star Wars is trying to figure out the same thing, but I don't know that for sure. And I have less confidence that Star Wars will pivot than I do that Star Trek will. So take that as you will.
Now, to give folks an idea of just how early we are in reporting this, we don't even have a date yet. It's just coming soon. But if you want to get on the action, if you want to own a piece of Starfleet Academy, I don't know why, but maybe you want, who knows, Gary from Nerdrotic, maybe he wants to have it so he can do another live stream with a stationary action figure or other prop. But if you want to get in on it, there's just one problem. And that is, if we scroll down here, you must be a local Ontario resident to bid without a deposit. So this is definitely for Canadians, I suppose. But, you get up there and you go into the Great North. And as Trump would say, the 51st state. No, we won't say that. We'll get angry Canadians on us. We would never do that. We love our Canadian friends. But they're getting ready to go with this. 403auction.com, Canada's premier film and freight. There you go. That is. If you want to get a reminder, you've got the You got the link right there. It's 403auction.com/Star Trek. And, Wiz, I got a feeling they can make a lot off that. What are we going to call the skirt that the guy was wearing?
Oh,
you think that's for sale?
On in a skirt?
You think it's
I
for
don't
sale?
want it. I don't. If that's for sale, I don't really want
it.
But,
Wiz, you could put it behind you on a mannequin. What do you want? Come on.
You know what I want?
What do you
want? All of the lights, because all the lights that they needed to use to make the lens flares. Now, I don't know if any of you guys watched the show. I watched all of it. Every single shot, they would move the camera, and then there would be this aggressive lens flare that pierces through your eyeballs. I want those lights.
Was it a real lens flare, or did they put it in post, you think?
Completely. Well, I don't know. I think some of them you could tell it was built into the set, which means those people filming were blinded all day shooting.
Their retinas. God bless their retinas. They may be up for auction, those poor retinas. All right, well, Kurtzman is done, and this is the end of what he said at the Saturn Awards. It was worth it for the message. It was worth it for the message. So maybe it's worth it for Paramount to totally humiliate Kurtzman. But hope springs eternal. This could be finally the turnaround for Star Trek, the 180 they need. Paramount saying, nope, we are not continuing forward. If you want to do that with Star Wars, you can, but here with Trek, we're making a change.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Well, you see, I wanted to get some inside scoops on Disney and their different corporations, if you know what I mean. So I figured by looking into this fistbowl and sucking it randomly with my own energy that I pay for, you paid for, I could do the whole experience where you can be a master and spy on your targets.
You're an idiot. If you want to get the inside scoop on Disney, or even other media organizations, you should check out thatparkplace.com and subscribe to WDW Pro's YouTube channel. That'd be way easier, more accurate, and, less dumb.
Are you saying I won't get accurate information this way?
No, you can't.
Who'd have think?